welcome to Etude number 7 part 2. This is all part of the Villa-Lobos 12 and 12 challenge, and we are going to dive in straight away with the main points. First, we're in the second section now. Everything is sustained. Fourth finger is the guide finger here. Pretty much for most of this section it does a lot of work, so be careful, don't play through pain. Press lightly with just enough pressure to keep the note on cleanly. Excellent right hand control is going to be required here because your thumb is going to be playing a bass line and an inner voice, so you need to be able to bring the volume down along with a melody voice. So there are three parts to this: bass, accompaniment, melody. Last but not least, top tip here is practice the pattern with open strings. Okay, welcome to microstudy number 7. Like I said previously, practice this as open strings. We're up very high on the fretboard, and Villa-Lobos is exploiting high notes against open strings, and in this case it's an open A against an open G, which then switches from an open A to an open B as well, so keep an eye out for that. Alrighty, we left it up here on a high F with the fourth finger on fret 13. You have finger 1 on an A and finger 2 on a C sharp. And you need to clear your G string. Depending on how high your action is how much of a curve you need to put into those string fingers. Try not to. We're going to kick it off with a high F, an open A. And then we have thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb and A. Your A finger is going to be playing the melody pretty much all the way through here, so you've got to get into it. It is possible to rest stroke it, and rest stroke it, as you can see, I'm doing the back side of the nail, not the front side of the nail. So here we go, and I'm going to do it nice and slowly. So P, M, I, repeat, move down to an E, P, M, I, and now come to the I finger, your little finger moves up to an F again, P, and then we're going to shift into the next bar, P, M, I, again. So little finger's on a high E, and our second finger has moved to a C natural this time, and an E, and this time we're switching to an open B string. So again, my clearance through all of this. I'm not going to go over the clearance too much in the next couple of micro studies, but make sure that your clearance is there. Go. This is bar 14, PMI. Again, Villa-Lobos changes on the open string in the pattern. So this time it's an M finger with an A finger. I, M, I. And that is the only time that you're going to be using it's A to M, and then we're into the next section. And that's a triplet as well. So you're going to be going from semiquavers, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2, back into semiquavers. So be very aware of that pull. Welcome to microstudy number 8. It's pretty much the same advice as previously. We're again looking at high positions with open strings, and we're slowly now moving down the fretboard. Let's dive in. Okay, welcome to microstudy number 8. We kick it off with a D, B flat on the second finger, F sharp on the first finger, clearance around the G string. So after the initial PA, it's PMI. Repeat. Then your third finger comes down for a C natural, A and P again, PMI, PM, and then on the I I stroke, again we have a melody with the open string. Back to the P. Going to shift down into the next bar, and it is C for a melody, A on the second finger, F natural for the first finger, clearance around the G again, and again the pattern is the same. After the P and A melody and bass, PM, I, PM, I, repeat. Right, now the bass is sustained all the way through this bar. This time we're just going to shift down one fret. Same pattern, PMI, and then we're going to shift down a fret again. And then we're into the next. So all Villa-Lobos is doing is just moving this pattern. Down. Welcome to Microstudy 9. Main points here: use your left hand little finger as an anchor in bar 17. Laser ahead of the shifts, and very important for this entire section actually is to gliss or glissando or violin slides, which means using your little finger to slide in and out of the notes to join them up. Alrighty, Microstudy 9. We're on an A natural, F sharp, second finger, D, first finger, clearance around the open G, and again it is nothing more but a continuation of everything we've seen before. So it goes P and A, and then P and I, repeat. This time you stay in position, and it's the first and second fingers that move down. And once we're here, we've got an extra melody note kicking in, the G sharp to A, and it's going to kick us back up to the top here. So if I do this nice and slowly, the second half of bar 17 looks like this. P, M, I. On the P, it is the G sharp, M, I, P again. Back to the opening material for half a bar. Again, make sure that on this you have a lovely gliss between the A and high E. Now in the score, in the 1928 score, Villa-Lobos actually has that. A gliss back down again from the high E back into a G natural. So from bar 19 we're back to the original material, same opening idea. PMI. After I, now you can use an AM, but it's probably better to do an AA for the G. So second half here, we're on a different left hand pattern here. So we have a G with the fourth finger still, E flat with the first finger, C natural with the second finger, so they've been switched around from there to there, clearance around the G again, and then the melody moves from the G down to an F on the third finger, back to a G, and then from that point it goes up to a D. Welcome to Microstudy number 10. Microstudy number 10 is the beginning of the development section, and that's the last one for this video. You're going to need some different fingering for bar 19 to get around all the notes. We have an unusual pull-off in bar 20, so if needs be, take that out and practice it on its own in isolation and then put it back in. Finally, last tip here, don't be afraid to slow down and rall between bar 19 and bar 20 to get into the chord shape. It's a bit of a finger twister. There are no guide fingers or common fingers. Okay, welcome to Microstudy number 10. This is the second section, third part, and the development. This is where Villa-Lobos starts to move the idea away from open strings and into fuller chord shapes. with the view to going into deeper harmony and different right hand patterns. So we're up here on the D, we have a B flat again, second finger, first finger on F, clearance around the G. So again here we have an A sustained across the bar, PMI, repeat. However, now the next bit I have to use second and third finger. So third finger on the B flat, second finger on the F sharp, because we're going to be heading to a B flat on the melody note. So in order to facilitate that and keep the harmony the same, you have to switch fingers around. So if I do that, it's going to look like this. Now the clearance here is going to be really tough depending on how high your action is. So just be aware of that and just bring your hand up and round so that it's curled round more. So here we are, we're at the B flat with the B flat in the B flat on that finger and a B flat on the first finger now. I would suggest taking your time into this chord shape because there are no common fingers that you can move around. So your third finger is about the closest you can get because that moves down. So take your time, make a point of it, make a thing of it. Now, half bar, 5th fret, third finger on the D and fourth finger on the G. And your right hand pattern, believe it or not, stays the same. This is the first rolled chord we're going to get here. PMI. You can pre-prepare your second finger down for the C sharp, and then it's C sharp and F sharp. And here we get this funny pull off to shift into that chord there. So the main point here is this shift is facilitated by that open string pull off. If needs be, practice it just like that, just strum chords, no right hand pattern. To get those shifts and those fingers correct. If that pull off is proving slightly difficult or you're not getting it clear, then move it. Sounds a little bit like Nikita Koshkin there, but practice that and you'll get that nice and clear. And remember, pluck down, not pull off, pluck down. Not that. Right, let's take a look at microstudy number 10 in slow motion. Thank you for staying until the end. Hopefully you found something worthwhile and interesting here. This is obviously part of the Villa-Lobos 12 and 12 challenge. It's been run off my site, Classical Guitar Rocks. There are some freebies there. In fact, there's a ton of freebies there, including the free study guide here. So why don't you head over and take a look. Failing that, please hit the like button. That always helps this channel.